Deep beneath the burning sands of Egypt, a sealed tomb was opened for the first time in over 3,000 years. Inside, unimaginable treasures, gold, jewels, secrets of a forgotten king. But within weeks, something far more terrifying began to unfold. A man dead from a mysterious illness, another struck by strange misfortune, and whispers began to spread across the world. Death shall come on swift wings to those who disturb the king. Was it just coincidence, or had they awakened something ancient? This is the true story of the curse of King Tut. In November 1922, British archaeologist Howard Carter made one of the greatest discoveries in human history. For years, the Valley of the Kings had been searched and searched again. Most experts believed there was nothing left to find, but Carter refused to give up. With the financial backing of Lord Carnarvon, he continued digging, until one day, a single step carved into stone was uncovered beneath the desert sand. That step led to another and another, until finally they stood before a sealed doorway, a doorway untouched for over 3 millennia. When Carter made a small hole and peered inside with a candle, Carnarvon asked him, "Can you see anything?" Carter replied, "Yes, wonderful things." Inside lay the untouched tomb of a young pharaoh, Tutankhamun. Gold-covered shrines, chariots, statues, and a solid gold mask that would become one of the most iconic artifacts in history. It was a discovery that shocked the world, but what came next would terrify it. Shortly after the discovery, something strange happened. Howard Carter had a pet canary. One day, a cobra, the symbol of Egyptian royalty, slithered into his home and swallowed the bird whole. To the locals, this wasn't just an accident, it was a warning. Soon after, something even more disturbing occurred. Lord Carnarvon, the man who funded the entire expedition, was bitten by a mosquito. A simple bite, but the wound became infected. His condition worsened rapidly, and within days, he was dead. But the story doesn't end there. At the exact moment of his death, the lights in Cairo reportedly went out, and thousands of miles away in England, his dog suddenly howled and died. Coincidence or something more? The media exploded. Newspapers across the world began spreading a chilling idea: the mummy's curse. Stories claimed that an ancient warning was written on the tomb: "Death shall come to those who disturb the pharaoh." Within the next few years, several people connected to the tomb died, some from illness, others from mysterious causes. In total, around 20+ deaths were linked to the so-called curse. Fear spread rapidly. People believed that the spirit of Tutankhamun was taking revenge, one life at a time. But here's what most people didn't know. There was no curse written on the tomb, not a single inscription threatening death. The curse was created by the media. A perfect story to sell newspapers. Fear sells, and the world was watching. Years later, scientists began investigating the truth. What they found was far less supernatural, but equally fascinating. Ancient tombs sealed for thousands of years can contain dangerous microorganisms. One of them is a fungus called Aspergillus. When inhaled, it can cause severe lung infections, especially in people with weak immune systems. This could explain sudden illnesses and even deaths. Additionally, many of the people who died were already older or had pre-existing health conditions. In fact, a detailed study conducted in 2002 revealed something surprising. People who entered the tomb did not die younger than those who did not. There was no statistical evidence of a curse. And then there's the most important fact of all. Howard Carter himself, the man who opened the tomb, did not die mysteriously. He lived for many years after the discovery. If there was a curse, why didn't it kill him? Tutankhamun wasn't a powerful king. In fact, he became pharaoh at a very young age. He was the son of Akhenaten, a ruler who had caused chaos by changing Egypt's religious system. Tutan inherited a divided kingdom, but his life was short. Modern research reveals that Tutankhamun suffered from multiple health issues. He had a club foot, which made walking difficult. He likely used a cane. He also suffered from genetic disorders caused by royal inbreeding, and evidence suggests he may have died from a combination of illness and malaria. No curse, no supernatural revenge, just a young king living in a complicated time. So, was the curse of King Tut real, or was it one of the greatest myths ever created? The evidence points to one clear answer. There was no curse, only coincidence, fear, and the power of storytelling. But perhaps the real mystery isn't the curse itself, it's how easily the world believed it. Because sometimes the most powerful force isn't ancient magic, it's the stories we choose to believe. If you enjoyed this story, subscribe for more mysterious and mind-blowing histories, because the past is full of secrets, and some of them are still waiting to be uncovered.